coaches are so focused on people having a good life. And I love that. And I love their discipline and how they do that. And it's not like you with trades, you gravitated back to it after trying other things. I tried to go nicheless as a coach. I tried relationship coaching and more corporate stuff, things around productivity. I was trying and testing all these things. I kept gravitating back to this one community because I shared a lot of the values. Hello and welcome to the Amanda Kaufman Show. We are continuing our series on coaches that don't suck. And I found another coach who definitely doesn't suck. This is a very successful entrepreneur. Dylan Jones has agreed to come and share with us his journey. He runs Profit Launchpad, right?
You did, yeah.
Yeah, our conversation in the DMs started because we're both in a higher level coaching program. We both clearly believe in the power of coaching. When I asked him what he did, he told me about profit optimization. He's working with companies on being even more efficient in how they generate their revenue and how they streamline their operations. But he was telling me about how he has launched a coaching program. Dylan, welcome to the show. I'm so glad you're here. Take 30 seconds and introduce yourself in your own words.
Well, thanks for having me. I'm really excited. Yeah, as you said in the DMs, we click a little bit. Let's have a fun conversation. I've been in operations and an entrepreneur for pretty much all of my career except the first little bit. I went from my early career into entrepreneurship and had a CEO of a larger company that trusted me to take a company off and did really well. And then from there, I never looked back. 2.5 years ago, I launched Profit Launchpad after leaving the private equity industry. I was an operational consultant, optimizer, they called me. And I just didn't like a lot of that industry in general. So I created my own consultancy. And then in the last 9 months, launched a coaching program for mid-six, high six-figure local service businesses, so local trades or blue collar, helping them get their companies up to 7 figures profitably and without working themselves to death. That's the key point. We're really excited. We're well on our way with that program. Finished a couple cohorts and are seeing really good results. It's like any coaching program, very regimented. We go through checklists and ensure everything's all set up and then go into the implementation side, which is a lot of fun.
I love that. My background as a consultant before I went entrepreneurial was in operations consulting. So I think you and I might have similar love for the process. Where are you located?
Vancouver, just outside.
You're in Vancouver. Okay, wonderful. I've got family out there. That's cool.
Awesome.
I haven't actually visited them in Vancouver yet. I've been in Caroline to watch this, but I'm really excited that you're there. It's actually been years since I was there. Last time was probably 2007.
Oh, it's changed a lot. I mean, like everywhere's changed a lot, but it's wild how much has changed. Yeah.
Yeah. What I wanted to make sure we covered in this short segment is just what have you found? Like you're obviously a consumer of coaching, you run a coaching program, you care about doing a really great job. What would you say are the top ingredients for a really excellent coaching program? Like maybe the top 3.
Great question. I think we have a great coaching program and we're on the way to even more great. Is the first thing is like starting off slow. So instead of jumping like right into a group coaching with lots of people and saying this is what you'll need, we did slow implementation of 5 people at a time and then 5 people at a time and iterated every time. So we went in with this like idea or hypothesis of this is what our clients need, but then we had to listen on what they actually want and find like the combination of the two that works the best. And we do know in some cases what they need better than they do because that's why we coach. And on the other hand is the wants of someone are not always aligned with that. So that's been first and foremost for us. This process of like getting people to 7 figures is figuring out like where they're at, how we define it, and where they go. The other one for me is, it's funny, although I own a coaching company and I'm like coaching people daily, I still don't really consider myself a coach. And the reason I have that mindset is I want to be able to bring in better talent. My goal is to have daily coaching from subject matter experts who are coaches specifically in whether sales, marketing, ops, or whatever. And that for me frees up the whole program to always be delivering like the top results to clients based on the day or the learning or the lesson, rather than me trying to be
I love
everything.
that.
But spent in the last year like 50 grand on coaching because I really wanted to see what good and bad coaches, more so good coaches, are and who they are, what they do. And the one thing I really took away from really good coaches is they don't try to be experts in every single thing. And they're not afraid to be like, hey, over here's John or Sarah, and they're really good at social media marketing. Like I am a terrible social media marketer, so I have people who can help on that. So that's been huge. Just like always looking at where we can deliver more value. The third one for me is listening and my limits. I can do about 3 hours of one-on-ones a day. If I try to do that fourth hour, I don't deliver a great experience to the person I'm coaching. My brain's full of ideas and been listening really intently for 3 hours. I have to do like inner work on the company or work with my team to get something done. I can do a maximum of 15 client hours a week.
When I was a little baby coach, I always tell my clients, never call yourself a baby coach, but of course it's fine for me to do it for myself. Kidding. But when I was starting out, I went from being a 40-hour-a-week entrepreneur, and I
Yeah,
had this expectation that I would just be able to fill my time the same way that my
yeah,
job had filled my time with coaching clients back to back. Good coaching is intensive. And I love what you had to say about the listening and the discovery. You, as an expert or subject matter expert in your field, have a lot to say and a lot to impart to someone, but that doesn't always mean that they're ready for it. And it's not undermining your knowledge or expertise in any way. It's just understanding the nature of change and how people can pull it in.
honestly, one thing I do really well, but maybe isn't super scalable, is I'll tailor the delivery to a client based on how I feel they'll absorb it. I have clients that I do 45 minutes a week, an hour a week. I have a client that I do 90 minutes every 2 weeks because an hour every week of like a new model or new big ideas, it's just too much. They can't implement it fast enough. And then it just becomes this backlog. And it becomes from going, what I've experienced, it goes from being this positive learning growth experience to stress of not having it done.
Mm-hmm.
And when the group we're in, I see that a lot. It's like this massive library of intense models that would take months to implement well into an organization. And it's just given all at once. What happens, you just don't do it. For me, working with a group of people who have a lower revenue, I have to be more cost conscious. So if we don't get things rolling and get revenue up or more profitable and find efficiency, I'm the first guy to go. I don't want that to happen.
That is such a great call out. When I'm working with my clients, I'm often working with them on the offer first. The very next thing after the overall promise is how do we deliver on that promise in a way that is going to give them quick wins really quickly, and also design your curriculum and design your process in such a way that it's sticky, right? That people
Yes.
are going to want to stick with it and keep progressing and going through it, because change can be really hard. And if you don't have that self study skill, right, and regulation because they're busy living their life, one of the biggest differentiators between a really successful coach over the long term is the scalability. Like, I'm so glad you're an ops guy, because I could geek out on that kind of thing with you all day. That said, this is a short segment. So if someone was wanting to take their deep expertise and turn it into something that they can be proud of, is also likely to be profitable, and you're a profit guy, what would you say is your top advice to someone who's mainly focused on being an expert online or a coach
Mm-hmm.
that wants to be profitable doing so?
Oh, focus. Find your most powerful piece that that would be unique to someone. You'd be shocked at how much a person who wants to become a coach or an entrepreneur in that sense knows that they think is just like humdrum information.
Well, they
Uh,
already know it.
and they already know it, and
Yes, that's so
they're like,
true.
oh, everyone knows this. Like, oh, nobody knows that. So a test to see how many people are interested in what you're talking about, and if you feel like you're getting traction, you're getting that excitement, then just do that for a year at least, and you'll probably be shocked at how much money you can make and how many clients you can get. how much value you can add just teaching one thing. That's what I found when we started the consulting. We did everything. It's come down to just like a few really good systems we can implement quickly for big impact. People are really happy with it. I'm the expert in everything. I'm a coach of everything. If it's already implemented into a corporate and you're bringing it over to teach an individual or a business leader or business, it's valuable. It's there because you're already doing it for someone else, so it exists for that problem already. That's how I think of it, at least.
So much gold in that, right? Like, don't discount your knowledge just because it's easy for you or because it's obvious to you doesn't make it that way for your clients. And focus, focus.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, where were you when I started years ago? I decided to be a nicheless coach when I first started because I really just couldn't make the decision about what I was good at. Even to this day, I think I'm a bit of a jack of all trades and a master of none. It turns out that being a jack of all trades is not all bad. But I did learn over time that I really am a genius when it comes to seeing systems really
Yeah.
quickly and systems in humans, right? The transformation process really is a process.
Oh
And being
yeah,
able
usually.
to see that has been our sweet spot. And I understand like the coaching that you're doing, you're focusing on business owners that are running trades businesses. How did you arrive there? You went from a private equity type situation to discovering this niche. How did you do that?
It's both business and personal. In high school and university, I was a carpenter. I did framed houses.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I went to, then got a business degree and went into business. Most of my friends growing up are tradesmen. I'm from a city called New Westminster. It's pretty blue collar. It's not really anymore. Like, unlike most of Vancouver's not anymore. But a very blue collar group of friends and family. And it's a great way to make a living, but be in private equity. I bought, sold a couple companies that were trades. So that's how I got brought into the private equity group.
Love it.
But I worked specifically with roofing companies, and I just brain farted. Solar panel installation. Roofing and solar go hand in hand nowadays. I
Yeah.
worked with both those groups. What I love about the trades in general is like lots of hardworking people, replicable businesses challenges that need to be solved because they're installing real things. I'm hands-on. I understand things when they're tangible, which makes I think why I went into ops, sorry. But I really love it's the group of people you generally are very like folks that building long-term companies. I had a little stint in tech and industrial tech, and what I didn't like about tech and SaaS, no shade against those industries, it was you're building companies to be sold within 3 to 5 years.
Like a quick burn.
So it's a build trades is I'm building a company that I want to give to my kids. And I really like that about in general. There's lots of exceptions, of course, but I really like that about the industry in general, how people are
Cool.
thinking long term rather than so short term. It aligns with my values basically.
I love this because I know I also went through this, but I hear it a lot among newer entrepreneurs. So you ever heard of that farm story where the little duckling is walking around going, "Are you my mother?" to the cow, and "Are you my mother?" to the pig? It's just like walking around looking for that customer or looking for that niche or that market or that specialty that they want to do. And I love your story of just you kept bumping into it. You tried something else that didn't totally align, and then you came back because you realized that you had certain values. And that's actually what happened in my space. Coaches who coach coaches are not a great reputationally for whatever reason. It would be like doctors not learning from doctors.
Yeah.
But that aside, what pulled me back and just like kept pulling me back to it is that coaches are so focused on people having a good life. And I love that. And I love their discipline and how they do that. And it's not like you with trades, you gravitated back to it after trying other things. I tried to go nicheless as a coach. I tried relationship coaching and more corporate stuff, things around productivity. I was trying and testing all these things. I kept gravitating back to this one community because I shared a lot of the values. And that's where I settled. I am a coach of coaches. What do you want? And just owned it. And I think if more people did that and paid attention to what they already love, they're probably immersed in a community they could serve like crazy.
Oh, 100%. And I think once you find or accept the group that you want to serve based on your experiences, just what you want to do, for with me, I light up and I can talk about it. And honestly, I get to swear a little bit, which is fun because I like to swear. That group looks at me and says, like, he's one of us. He might do the different thing, but he's one of us. If you're really into yoga, you want to see more yoga coaches online and have more clients, but you're not going to be able to lie about that and teach business coaches or finance coaches. You should stick with your yoga coaches and feel like find that. And then of course there's tertiary industries, but like I find when I hear that and when people do that, it gets people excited because you're part of our tribe and you can teach us. And I find
Exactly.
once you get into that realm and what you're saying, find your niche, people just start paying you, signing up, and they're like, "Hey, I might not know it all, but I'll figure it out for you. I'll find someone who can fix this."
Yeah,
There's like that
and it's like
deeper
an
trust to them.
alignment, and it's
For sure.
alignment with the people that you're serving. Love this. Dylan, if people wanted to follow you, what's the very best way for them to reach out?
So actually, since I'm really pushing on Instagram, I'm changing that. I've
You are
invested a
now.
lot into it. I'm learning all about it. And so on Instagram, it's im.dylanjones, and it's Dylan with a Y. DM me. I'm doing all sorts of cool stuff on it, testing all sorts of fun stuff and making lots of videos all the time. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, you've been prolific. That's fantastic and amazing to see. Thank you so much for coming and doing this little episode with us. We learned a lot in a really short amount of time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
Don't forget to subscribe and leave a recommendation, 5 stars, please, because we want to help more coaches. We want to help more entrepreneurs to build a business that they're super proud of and that they are really confident in. That's it for now.